This is a case study on the character Marlin from the movie Finding Nemo. So first, who is Marlin? Marlin is one of the main protagonists of the 2003 movie Finding Nemo. Marlin is a clownfish and father to his only son, Nemo. Marlin lost his wife and 399 of his kids to a barracuda attack and shelters his only son in their coral reef/anemone. This film is set in the ocean, presumably near Australia, in different settings that open Marlin up to new experiences. So what is my diagnosis of Marlin? I believe Marlon is exhibiting signs of generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD. GAD is characterized by chronic, uncontrollable worry compounded by physiologic symptoms. Pogue et al. 2004. Throughout the entire movie, Marlon is in a heightened state of worry as he searches for his son, and it constantly manifests physically. Marlon can be seen at several points in the movie showing common symptoms of GAD. I believe this diagnosis is more prominent in cultures of privilege. I believe that minorities, such as Latinos and African Americans, have persistent health disparity of poor access to quality healthcare, Martinez 2019, and are not as educated on the mental health resources available to them, and because of this, have a present stigma towards them. What symptom does Marlon exhibit? The main symptom that Marlon showcases throughout the entire movie is uncontrollable worrying. Even before Nemo is taken, Marlon hovers over him, listing the dangers that could happen to him on his first day of school. Marlin warns him of sharks, currents, and the vast ocean, things Nemo likely won't experience in his controlled school coral reef environment. This action is less about the real dangers that could present themselves to Nemo than it is Marlin's obsession with projecting his fear onto every possible scenario. So what symptom does Marlin not exhibit? Marlin does not tend to exhibit the more physical human symptoms, such as muscle tension/aches, sweating, or bowel issues. These are not evident in the movie, but he does show other physiological manifestations, such as sluggishness after high-stress situations, irritability, especially towards his partner Dory, and restlessness. My proposed treatment plan. Throughout the course of the movie, Marlin receives different forms of exposure therapy, such as the encounters with the sharks and jellyfish, riding the East Australian current, trusting the ocean, and avoiding seagulls. Marlon was able to face all of these fears to get to his son, so I'd recommend that he have sessions with a counselor in order to continue to work through his anxiety. Since Marlon has already undergone these exposure therapy sessions without being medicated, I would not recommend placing him on an antidepressant or a MAOI or SSRI. Portrayal of the disorder. I believe that this is an accurate portrayal of some of the mental and physiological effects that present themselves through GAD. Throughout this entire movie, Marlon exhibits very common symptoms and represents how GAD may seem like normal anxious moments, but stretches it across the film to exhibit how Marlon may have a disorder. These are some of the citations that I use in this text. Thank you so much for watching this video.